I thought I would give myself a little test on the classical lines of describing your day's routine in a foreign language. We have, I get up at 6:30, 我起床6点 or 6:30 6点半 when the birds, or when we can hear the birds talking about us. 当我们能听到鸟谈论我们的时候. We'll just hear that correctly.
当我们能听到鸟谈论我们的时候.
And I should get it with this kind of music. 当我们能听到鸟谈论我们的时候. That's how Chinese goes. Now, in Georgian, what will that be? I get up early, adgebi dilas, at 6:30. Shvidis nakavaze. Shvidis is 7, so it's halfway to 7. Nakavaze in the half of. Sometimes earlier, I didn't say that in Chinese, that would be Shihu Tien. Kandakan Ufro Adre, sometimes more early in Georgian, when we can hear the birds talking about us. Rodsa, when. Rodis is when, but. Oh, Rodisats. I think it's Rodisats probably. Rodisats. Shven Usmen. We listen or we hear. Chitebi. Rom, who. La Parakobden are speaking. Shven's Shesakeb on our subject about us. That's reasonable. I drink tea, I begin work. Chai, kaishu sheshui, I begin to study. Kaishu gonzo, I begin my job, I begin my work. And I've said, slowly, early, peacefully, with love, which is man mande zauri, hoping the arge. I think that's right.
慢慢地早日和平地爱着.
Oh, it's re, isn't it? Man mande zauri, hoping the arge. Man mande, slowly. Nela. Zari. Zaru, early. Adre. Hoping the. Peacefully. Mishvidyoba is peace. Peacefully is, you'd have to say, Mishvidyobat. It's not very Georgian, is it? In a peaceful way. Aije, with love. Sitkwaruli is love in Georgian. I'd have to say something like with peace and love in my heart. Sitkwaruls and da Mishvidyoba Chemis. No, you have to say Shems, anyway, whatever it is. The heart is Guli. Shems Gulze. But you have to say during, which is Gamma Vlobashi. During this period. Yeah, that would be better. So, although they're the same word, in Chinese, tea is actually cha, not chai, as it is in Georgian. Cha would be correct. Now, the next thing is 8 o'clock. I start, my activities. For a class, it's shanke. At 8 o'clock, you'd say badien. Badien shanke. Or kaishe gonzua, I begin work. In Georgian, that would be revaze, datsche, mushal, M-U-S-H-A-O, mushao, work. Or you could say vmushao, I work. I study. Deutsche Chimie Lexia, I begin my lesson really. And then we've got 11:30, I stop. That would be Sha'ar Dien Sha'ke. I finish my lesson. Or, and this is true in sometimes, which is Yoshi, sometimes I drink tea. Cha. When I'm not teaching, that is. Then, of course, lunch. Sh Ardien Ban, 12:30. Sh Ardien Ban. Sh is 10, Ard is 2, Ban is half. Sh Ardien Ban. Ch Wufan. I eat. Ch is eat. Wufan. Wufan actually, there's no W. Ch Wufan. Although it's spelt with a W, it means I eat lunch. Now going back to Georgian, 12:30, Dometis Nagavadze, or Ertis Nagavadze, half to 1. Ertis Nagavadze, I eat lunch. I eat is chama. Vacham, lunch would be sadili really is more dinner. Vacham sadili. I eat. I go shopping. Yoshi Tsu mai dongsi. I go to buy things. Tsu mai dongshi. Dongshi. Dongshi, it means west-east. I think that's right. Or east-west, actually. It means any old thing from the east and the west. At 1 o'clock at Tsatse, I go to buy things. I go Zavide to buy things. Rombiki de ragazza, but I should buy things. In the evening, I study Chinese. Actually, I think the Georgian should be Vikudulob, I buy, and Rame is things. Coming back to Chinese, I study Chinese, Shui Hanyu, in the evening. Sometimes I meet friends by chance in the supermarket. Sometimes Yoshi Jianmian Gen Pengyu. Jianmian, I meet Gen Pengyu with friends. Pengyu. Yoshi, sometimes Uran, by chance. Yoshi Uran Gen Pengyu Jianmian. I think that's right. Sometimes by chance I meet with friends. Kaoshu, in the supermarket. Zai Kaoshu, in the supermarket. Kandakan, sometimes I meet friends. Shekvedra is a meeting. I'm not too sure how to say I meet, actually, grammatically. In Chinese, I've got here, Wo Yu Jian Pang Yo. In Georgian, I've now found it, Vkhdebi, Megobrebs. That's in the dative. Megobari is a friend, Megobrebi is friends, Megobrebs. Vkhdebi, I meet friends. Shemtkvevit is by chance. Shemtkveva is a coincidence, possibly an accident, I think, in Georgian. And Magidaze in the shop. Khandakan Magidaze Shemtkvevit I meet V'chedebi. So you have kvedra, shekvedra, kvedra meeting. V'kvedebi, v'kvedebi I meet. Sometimes I look at the internet. Khandakan v'nakav interneti. In Chinese it seems to be shangwang. Yushi Khan is I look at shangwan. I look at the internet. So I've learned a few new words there. One I haven't mentioned so far is yaomei or yaomei. Yoshi sometimes. Uran by chance. Well, this video has, I think, proved the value of a multilingual approach. There are so many interesting parallels between languages, and it's really only in looking at them closely that we can begin to find new connections and indeed simple things about language which have gone unnoticed. I mean, I noticed I had trouble remembering guli, meaning heart, in Georgian, but I had no trouble knowing that the Chinese and Russian sin and serdze were very close in my memory. And I almost feel that the serdze and sin were on my left side and the guli was more on the right side, as it were, of a mind. And we have to really wonder whether language doesn't get retained in, left-brained and right-brained areas. Leaving aside the details of the biology, it's not so much what may be happening, but what seems to be happening, which is of interest. I remember Peter Avery writing about Harold Bailey, the great Indian linguist, mentioned in his obituary article that Sir Harold Bailey could remember details of many ancient languages, but would pause for seconds as if retrieving the information from a particular file hidden far within his mind. So he obviously had an amazingly hierarchical mind, Sir Harold Bailey, and within this mind was the knowledge of 30 languages, 20 ancient languages, 10 European languages, all fluently and perfectly known. By how? By some system of organization which must have allowed the mind itself to guide his learning. I'm absolutely convinced of this, because how else does someone master so many languages so easily, so effortlessly? And Sir Harold Bailey was always the very benchmark of a great Orientalist when I was in Cambridge, even from people like Ilya Gershevich, my extraordinary teacher. So that's how truly high level people operate. And as I say, we've made a little video. It's never too early to give the concert performance, but I think the two provisos, one is Rilke. We are always a beginner. We're always a beginner. And there's no gain, really. We're learning a language because we're trying to encounter what reality is, what language is, what the learning process is, in a way what communication is, what life is all about. It's hearing other people communicate with us, which may well be in a foreign tongue. So we reciprocate, we try to learn something of this foreign tongue. It will be imperfect, but nonetheless, it is a work of peace, as Michel Thomas insisted. He founded the Beverly Hills Polyglot Institute because after the war, and having interrogated war criminals and having been present at the liberation of Auschwitz, he could see the evil of war, and he could equally, as a fine linguist, see, and a multilingual, in fact Polish citizen, could see the virtues of knowing more than one language as a way of breaking down walls and becoming aware of difference and the value of difference and the inevitability of difference in our different cultures. And this problem persists today with the Brexit issue. So one is, we are always a beginner. The other is always learn from your mistakes and be ready to make mistakes, because it's only in making mistakes that one learns anything at all. And reviewing it, I found quite a few mistakes, and others will point out more mistakes. But if you're making mistakes, you're not making a mistake all the time. There are many things you're probably getting, if not right, at least close to right. And this is the way to chalk up learning, to accrete learning to your store like a busy honeybee. I would like to conclude with a poem which I wrote called Chinese Exercise. I get up, or is that wake up? At 5:30, sometimes earlier, we can hear the birds talking about us. I drink tea, begin study, slowly, early, peacefully, with love. At 7, I have breakfast, always egg, coffee, toast. There is no word for toast in Chinese. You must transliterate. And the tea this morning is surprisingly good. It must be that different milk I bought at the supermarket. At 8, I begin work. Class starts. 11:30, stop work, drink tea. Sometimes I meet friends by chance at the supermarket. Yes, I go there at 1, sometimes 3. Thus the exercise, tracking me. It does not ask, do you live alone? Do you live now or then? Wherefore I live? With what possibility? I live from a great distance, and from the past, where I am known and where they too live, encouraging me. I have come with an olive branch from there, from where I'm bound and came from too, my alma mater, my haven, my academic post, my security.